Okay, so I got this idea to ask ChatGPT if it knows who the lazy programmer is. So if it knows who I am. And this is the answer it gave me. Who is the lazy programmer? So there is no one definitive lazy programmer, as this term can refer to a general attitude or approach towards programming rather than a specific individual. In general, the term lazy programmer can refer to someone who values efficiency and automation, true, and seeks to minimize the amount of manual work they have to do by writing scripts or programs to automate repetitive or time-consuming tasks, true. This approach can be very effective in many contexts, especially in software development, where automating certain tasks can save a great deal of time and effort. However, it is important to note, typical ChatGPT thing to say, that the term lazy programmer is often used humorously or ironically, and should not be taken to mean that the individual in question is actually lazy or unproductive. True. In fact, many highly skilled programmers adopt this approach as a way to maximize their productivity and achieve better results. Okay, but here's the interesting thing. If we ask ChatGPT, tell me about the courses created by the lazy programmer, now it knows who I am. So it says, the lazy programmer, also known as lazy programmer camel case, on various online learning platforms, has created a wide range of courses primarily focused on data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Here are some of the most popular courses created by the lazy programmer. Okay, so here's where it starts to get strange. So it says, number 1, Data Science and Machine Learning Bootcamp with Python. So I actually don't have any such course. But it says this fictitious course, what it's about is this is a comprehensive course that covers all aspects of data science and machine learning, including data analysis, data visualization, supervised and unsupervised learning algorithms, and deep learning techniques. Well, I suppose if I made a course called this, that's what it would be about, but I have no such course. Now, the other courses it does get correct. So let's look at number 2. It says Deep Learning Prerequisites, the NumPy Stack in Python. So I do have a course called this. Now, what it says is about, it says, this course is designed for individuals who want to learn the fundamentals of deep learning, including neural networks, backpropagation, and gradient descent. This course focuses on using the NumPy library in Python for implementing these concepts. So that's actually false. That's not what this course is about. Okay, so the number 3 course is Artificial Intelligence, Reinforcement Learning in Python. And again, this is a real course. But it says, this course is dedicated to the study of reinforcement learning and its application in various fields such as robotics, game development, and finance. The course covers various RL algorithms, including Q-learning and policy gradient methods. Okay, so it's partially correct. It does cover Q-learning. It does not cover policy gradient methods. And it does do a little finance project, not really game development. I mean, we do tic-tac-toe, which is kind of a very simple game, but nothing like today's games. And we don't really discuss robotics. Okay, so I'd say it's like 30% correct. Okay, so then we have Cluster Analysis and Unsupervised Machine Learning in Python. I believe that's the name of the course, something like that. Anyway, it says this course covers unsupervised learning algorithms, including clustering and dimensionality reduction techniques. False. This course also focuses on real-world applications of these algorithms in image and text processing. Okay, so the only thing wrong with this course is only about clustering, not dimensionality reduction. Okay, but other than that, do we cover image and text processing? Kind of. I believe we have an NLP example and maybe an image example. I'm not sure at this point. Okay, so the next course is Bayesian Machine Learning in Python. So this is kind of like a partial title. But I guess at the time ChatGPT was trained, I did only have one course called Bayesian Machine Learning in Python A/B test. So it's kind of correct. And it says this course teaches Bayesian machine learning concepts and techniques, including Bayesian networks, Bayesian linear regression, and Markov chain Monte Carlo methods. Okay, so this is only partially correct. This course does not cover Bayesian networks, nor Bayesian linear regression, nor Markov chain Monte Carlo. But obviously it does talk about Bayesian machine learning techniques. Okay, and so the last course is Advanced AI Deep Reinforcement Learning in Python. This course provides an advanced study of reinforcement learning, including deep reinforcement learning techniques and algorithms such as deep Q networks, A2C, and TRPO. Okay, so again, only partially correct. So it does cover deep Q networks. It does not cover A2C, it covers A3C. A2C is in the sequel to this course, and TRPO hasn't been covered at all. Okay, so basically, again, it's kind of making stuff up. Okay, so it concludes, as every ChatGPT article does, says overall, the Lazy Programmers courses are designed to be beginner-friendly, but also provide a comprehensive and deep understanding of the topics covered. The courses are also highly practical, with many examples and projects included, which helps students gain hands-on experience and develop a portfolio of work to showcase their skills to potential employers. And yeah, that's pretty much true. Okay, so I think the lesson here, other than the fact that the lazy programmer may have an overinflated ego, is that you should not trust what ChatGPT says. So consider what people commonly use ChatGPT for, usually for doing or writing about things they themselves don't know about. And this is because, well, if you already know about something, you'll probably just write it down yourself. But if you don't know about something, then you might think, well, if I don't know about something, well, then let me get an expert like ChatGPT to do this for me. And you might think ChatGPT is awesome because it knows more than me. But you forget this important fact, which is that if you don't know about something, then anything that anyone says will sound good and they will sound like true facts. In other words, if you are incompetent about a subject, ChatGPT is going to seem competent because it knows more than you. Of course, the danger is ChatGPT is just making stuff up. And if you are incompetent and you don't know anything, then you can't tell the difference. Okay, so hopefully this lesson is clear. If you are incompetent about a subject, you can't tell the difference between true and untrue facts. And the sad part is I'm already seeing this with some students. So I'll give them exercises that they can't solve by themselves, so they'll ask ChatGPT, and either ChatGPT can't solve it or tells them something very generic and sometimes factually wrong. And they believe it's right because they don't know any better. So I've seen one example where ChatGPT couldn't solve the exercise that the student gave them. And so they assumed that, this exercise must be impossible to complete. But in that case, it was probably because the student just couldn't come up with the correct prompt. In other words, they couldn't even phrase the exercise correctly in language. Okay, so that's not a failure of ChatGPT, that's a failure of the student, where they weren't even able to express the idea in language. So basically the danger is people are already starting to believe that because something was written by an AI, it must already be superior to human knowledge. Okay, and as we've seen in this lecture, I hope this is a good demonstration that this is a mistake.